Polytunnel again. It's the 30th of January, the last day of the month, and you get that feeling that the days are getting a little bit longer, and with that increased hours of sunshine, slightly more growth is visible here in the Polytunnel. Over the winter we've had some really good results with some crops, like here we've planted some, I'd have to double check here, it's cauliflower, and then I have some broccoli here, and up at the top some cabbage, and they have really taken off and got really well established, and some very healthy looking leaves on them here at the moment, so I'm really happy with them. I also planted out lots of salad greens, and while slow I was still able to get a plate of salad at the end, or a bowl of salad at the end of the day, so happy enough with them. Some of the peppers which I transplanted in from outside to overwinter in the Polytunnel didn't succeed and didn't do very well, such as the peppers. They just wilted and mold started to form, and they didn't survive. So that's a non-runner for next year. But the radishes did really well. Some chicory has been planted. I'll actually walk around the Polytunnel with you and you'll see for yourself. If we move down along, you'll see here the cabbage. I just tested out a few just to see how they go. I should have probably planted a few more, but to start with, you'll see there some lovely green leaves, looking very healthy. The peppers, they became very leggy and long, but sadly not too much growing on them. I could leave them and see what happens to them in early spring, just as an experiment, but they look pretty lifeless, and again I will plant out new seedlings early February for the coming year. But these plants here are looking really good. My cauliflower, the leaves are really healthy looking and no signs of any white butterfly at this time of year, so I think they will result in a really good crop. And as we move down along, I have planted in some broccoli down here, quite a few, and lovely flat leaf parsley that seemed to do really well in summer and in winter. We have some beets in there. Some of the bigger leaves there are the turnip crop, or parsley I should say, parsley. And the beetroot, such a vibrant colour, it's lovely, mixed in with some red salad greens as well. So that bed overall did well. The only one that didn't succeed there was the peppers up at the top, but again it's just an experiment. On this side we had a few little problems with the kale. The kale, whatever was munching on the kale, it seemed to just devour the leaves, but I've been trying to spray them off with I have water with some peppermint in it and baking soda as well in there, to just try and curb whatever is on the leaf and feeding off the leaf, and they seem to be coming back a little bit now. So with this increased hours of sunshine, I'm hoping that all of this green salad will take off and we'll have lots to enjoy in the coming month of February and March. So we have some rocket salad there, some more curly salad, curly green. The sage, I cut off the sage and I'm not sure if that regrows, but I'm going to plant out new sage seeds in the coming month to do for the coming year. And again, the chicory there remains in a good healthy state at the end of the winter season. The thyme is still doing well. So now that it's come to the end of the winter season and springtime is just upon us, I'm looking forward to getting out and about and getting seeds started off again. I'm currently waiting on a grow light because I think that might be a very good move in terms of getting strong seedlings for the coming year. But everything just needs a good tidy up, a clean, and yeah, just freshen things up before we start again. And outside here the compost pile sits. I've started to work on the no-dig beds and I'll just show you how they're going at the moment. This is a little overview of the beds taken on the 2nd of January. As you see there, I have started on 2 of the beds, cover them with cardboard and some paper, preparing it for the compost, and
We had a very exciting delivery at the start of January. We got 12 tons of compost delivered, and I'm just going to show you how that arrived. The garlic that was planted at the end of autumn is doing really well. That was planted on the 14th of October, and I'm really happy with how that's coming on. Really strong shoots coming through, mixed in there with some baby lamb lettuce. Beds on this side, there's a mixture of some white onion, some red onion and some garlic. Left, and over here to my right I have two smaller beds which again just have some of the chicory, flat leaf parsley, some garlic interplanted between them here and there, all coming through at the moment. There's some old spinach that I want to remove and some beetroot coming through. This bed here has still got some kale. It's all really slow growing at the moment, and the Brussels sprouts did really well over the winter. Happy with that crop. It was, by all reports, very nice in the dinner. So I'm raw, so I don't eat the cooked food. And here we have the remains of some of the celery. Not sure, that might regrow now once spring starts, or I might have to replant it. And over on this side I have some carrots and again a little bit of celery. And the no-dig bed I have 4 remaining, so 4 left to do, but really happy with how it's going so far. With here I've been working on these 2 beds in the last week, and the compost consists mainly of horse manure and the bedding that the horses are on. So I've used a combination of both cardboard and newspaper as a weed block, and on top of it I have, it could be a good 4 or 5 inches of compost, and I'll fill up the remaining beds, and whatever's left over I will add another additional layer to the compost beds, and the final layer will be the compost that I have created myself from last year, but just giving it a little bit longer in the compost bins down there to just do what it's designed to break down into compost, and then I can use it out on the beds. But happy so far. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them covered in, and I have 4 left to do. So I'm hoping in the next month that all the beds will be covered and ready to go for the start of spring, or whenever they're needed, maybe late spring. And the weather here this past month has been extremely wet. We've had 2 weeks of just non-stop rain, and the sky is just heavy with rain all the time. So the ground reflects that it's quite soaked at the moment, and we're all hoping and praying for that burst of sunshine to come back and to just dry everything out, and the sky to clear, and just that general lift that we get once the weather improves. We've our kale plants all doing well, and some lovely beautiful Brussels sprouts. Look at that. Not a feast for the eyes. We saw down this front one. And there we have a fine piece of fine growth of Brussels sprouts. Just wash them, take off the outer shell, and you have a lovely fresh Brussels sprout from the garden.